1 second. All right, I call the Facilities and Finance Subcommittee to order. I'm trying to pull up the agenda right now. Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Approve the minutes for March 19th, 2025.
Make a motion to approve.
All right, I will second that motion. If there's no discussion, all in favor? Unanimous, thank you. All right, I guess, do we want to, Matt, do you want to do, what is the most important thing that you need done on here? Because if we need to move things around, we can.
Seeing as how we had a meeting 2 weeks ago,
Yep.
which we haven't done in a while, and under financial remarks, inflation hasn't changed. Encumbrances, I haven't updated that in a week, so it's the same. The cash balance hasn't been updated because we're waiting for the March bank statement to be reconciled. The trust fund balances, it only goes up by like a few, maybe $800 to $1,000 a month for interest. So why don't we just skip down to budget adjustments?
Okay.
And we'll, I'll just get you guys to
Yeah,
approve those three.
Rick, as long as you don't have any issue with
I don't
that.
have any issue.
Perfect,
Yeah,
all right.
literally there are no changes there, but the first budget adjustment is for legal services, looking to move $29,594.58 from a surplus health insurance line to our legal service line to cover a variety of legal expenses.
Yep, and do we know what they're for?
This was Drummond and Woodson, so related to the investigation, because the CBA was done at this point. This was all investigation.
So we, last meeting, I think we approved roughly 60 grand, and I think you said that took us through January. So what does this 30 grand take us through? Do we know that?
I can get you that.
Okay.
Do you want it on camera now, or do you want me to just get it for you after? I can get it.
You can get it from me after.
Okay,
that's
I got
fine.
it. It's, I just don't want to take time to pull
Yeah, no, that's fine.
get the accounting system, pull the invoice.
And that was one of the questions that I had, and I just.
I'll start doing that for you. I'll put the
Yeah.
dates on.
No worries. Just
Yep.
for the record.
Yep.
There was questions that were submitted to the superintendent on manifests 1146 and 1147 that I confirmed that Matt never saw. It was sent last Friday afternoon, and I conferred with Matt this morning. And obviously he doesn't have enough time to do that today, so
Okay.
if we can get answers to those, I greatly appreciate it.
We'll do that.
Why you didn't get them, I'm not sure.
Okay. Second budget adjustment is for custodial services. We still have custodial shortages, citywide, right, Dan? That's the company.
Yes.
They are doing a great job, with providing, contracted custodial. So we're looking to move, we had surplus money in a middle school custodial salary line. So I'm looking to move $18,104 to the Bakey maintenance service line. That's the location where this contracted custodian is working now and through the end of the year, Dan?
Until we find a higher permanent help, which
Okay.
may come sooner than later, believe it or not. I found out just shortly, we have a person that wants to come back and work for us.
Oh,
As a stellar
fabulous.
employee, so-
Okay, great.
Okay.
You need a
But
motion?
needless to, yes, need a motion. Needless to say that middle school line is not going to be tapped this year because the payroll for middle school custodians are being encumbered for the year, so.
Alright. So I'll make a motion to move $18,104 from custodial salaries middle school to maintenance service baking for the same amount.
Fabulous. I'll second that. All right, there's no further discussion. All in favor? Unanimous? Wonderful.
And the
Okay.
last budget adjustment is moving money from a athletic student transportation line for the middle school, $10,000 from that line to the high school student transportation line. Yeah, I guess the middle school had a slight surplus and the high school needed some additional funds for their transportation.
And this isn't gonna impact, this won't impact the middle school at all?
No, Mr. Dawson put in POs, I believe, to encumber transportation for the rest of the school year.
Okay.
Transportation, so the bridge should be good.
I'll make a motion to move $10,000 from student transportation athletics middle school to student transportation athletics high school in the same amount.
All right, I'll second that. And if there's no further discussion, all in favor? Unanimous. Okay, great. All right, we're skipping the transportation RFP. Okay, so make a motion to move into non-public per RSA 91A:3, Roman numeral 2, negotiations.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Want me to start?
All right, I second that motion. All in favor? Unanimous. Fabulous. Okay. All right, Matt. Looks like was it an update on the water storage tank replacement?
Actually, the letter D, zero
Oh,
turn.
D, sorry, you're right. Yep.
Yep.
Sorry. missed that one.
No, because at the last meeting,
Too fast.
we were asked to get quotes, so Stan got quotes on zero turns, different, makes and models, as well as, some additional quotes on parking lot work, so, yeah, so you guys have access to the spreadsheet in there?
I do.
So I guess that part is kind of self-explanatory. I just highlighted the actual prices in blue, so it's easier to see them, but.
Yep. So the lowest rate we have is 19,304, is that correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the original bid that we got at the other meeting.
And you want to stick with a SCAG product, correct?
The two products that will fill our needs are the SCAG and the Toro. The Toro is a little bit more for side discharge, a couple thousand more for a rear discharge. I mean,
Yep.
Toro is kind of the Cadillac of mowers, where SCAGs are built like tanks, you know?
And 72 inch is preferred, correct?
72 inches what we need, correct?
Anything wrong with a Cheetah 2 model that has a 72 inch SCAG for $17,499?
It's not the same as what we have now in our inventory, so now we're talking mixing of parts and stuff, and the Tiger 2 is what they use commercially.
This is a
in
commercial
the industry.
model.
Well, the Tiger 2 is what they use commercially
Yeah.
and for landscape companies and everything else. This is what they want. This is the equipment they use.
I understand.
I'm sorry, you're looking at, Skag?
I'm looking at Turf Depot, who's located in Salem, Hooksett, and Londonderry.
Yep, and I got
They
quotes
have-
from them.
Yeah, they have a 72 inch blade,
And I'm not familiar with the model, but is it diesel?
Cheetah 2 model for sale.
Is it gas or is it diesel?
Uh,
That makes a big difference because we run all our equipment on diesel. And that's one of the reasons why we eliminated the Gravely, is because it's gas only.
I don't know the answer, Dan, but is a diesel Skag versus a gas, like a tractor, lasts longer and. you-
Lasts longer, there's more torque in the blades, and
Okay.
they move quicker.
Okay, yeah.
And we don't have a way to store regular gasoline here. We have a diesel tank that we fill.
Yeah.
And pump our equipment that way.
Yeah, it's not saying if it's diesel or not. Let me see.
Which model was it?
It was the model SCZ2, 72V, 37BV, EFI, kind of dual injected.
I have it pulled up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what engine's in there. I don't know if it's a Kubota motor. I don't know
It's
if
a
it's.
37 horsepower.
37 horse, it's a Vanguard big block EFI. My guess is it is probably not diesel.
And we don't have any other equipment that's not diesel?
Other than our string trimmers and things like that.
Um,
Our Ventrac is gasoline.
So we do, yeah, we just spent 100 grand on that, right?
Yeah, and the reason why we went with gasoline in that model is because the torque was higher in the gasoline than it was in the diesel.
So we do have to use gasoline then. Yeah.
We do. but-
Yeah, I'm really not trying to make this difficult for you. And I do want you to get the equipment that you need, but seeing as though we just approved 60 grand for legal fees at the last meeting and another 30 grand tonight, and there's probably more coming, I think we need to do everything we can to save every dollar we can. So,
Well, I
That's
don't
just
disagree
one
with you there, but you know, it's like when you work with contractors, you don't tell them which tools you're gonna use. You're gonna use DeWalt, you're gonna use Milwaukee, what are you gonna use? You're gonna use what they wanna use as far as equipment. And I think that I've had a long talk with our grounds guy and, you know, they use SCAG, that's what they like. it's dependable equipment, it's fast equipment, it matches equipment we have already, so we're not keeping inventories of
This is a SCAG product.
filters. But I don't know if it's a diesel or a gas motor, and now you're
It's
talking
gas.
different filters and blade sizes and
I
everything
think,
else.
Dawn, you addressed that at the last meeting, filters and stuff, correct?
Yeah, I mean,
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What's the price difference? I just don't know.
this one's
This one's 17,499, the other one I think is 19,000 or something.
So it's
$2,000.
1,800, $2,000. Okay, just curious.
And so in an effort to save, and I think I asked this last time, and I think you said you thought it did, but are we certain that we're talking about the parts and things like that, are we certain that it takes the exact same oil filter and all the other filters and things like that?
Yeah, they don't change that model much. I mean, it's their war horse, so everything is pretty much the same through everything. The current one we have has a Kubota motor.
How much
in it.
maintenance do you guys do in-house, Dan? Just curious.
We pretty much do it all.
Okay.
The oil changes, blades, everything. Short of doing a tear down on a motor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long we want to sit here, but I'm not gonna change my mind. I'm gonna stick with the SCAG product, 72 inch, which meets the needs. It gives you the equipment that you asked for, the model that you asked for. The manufacturer that you asked for. And it's at a lower cost. And I don't disagree about, like when somebody comes to my home to build a deck, I don't tell them what tools to use, but then I'm paying them out of my own pocket. This isn't out of my pocket. That's where I'm coming out.
Okay. My response to be that then we table this and then we won't buy a mower. We'll just deal with a mower short and struggle through the year because this is what they're bent on. These are the models that
When you say,
wanna roll.
who's they, just so I know.
my grounds guys, the guys that ride these things for 8 hours a day, maintain these things. So, I'm gonna have to go to them and see if they agree to a lesser model, and they may just say no, or they may say,
Yeah.
well, if that's what we're put up against, then we'll move on it. But I can't make that decision for them. They're the guys that are running this equipment.
And respectfully, I think the only thing I would say is you're using terms like lesser model and you haven't done any research on this model. So I understand
Well,
it's
I
a
mean,
different,
I've done the research and I
I
have the
wasn't finished,
paperwork
but-
and everything here, and I have the specs on everything.
I wasn't finished, but
Okay.
what I was going to say is I understand this is a different model, but it's different than what you have, but it's still the brand that you asked for.
All right.
Yeah, it's
Why
hard for
don't
me to
we-
weigh in too on this, just 'cause I don't know.
And I don't, and I don't know enough about the zero turns either to know whether or not, I don't have a feel for what the diesel
Then
does versus the
maybe we
gas
should go talk
does.
to the guys tomorrow or Friday, I guess.
I'll give them the option that
And
we go with the other
But I'm
SCAG.
happy to go with you too. Like,
We'll go with the other SCAG model, and if they are not comfortable with that, then
I
We'll save the
still
money.
don't understand, but I guess it's me.
Um,
If they're not comfortable with a brand new piece of equipment that's being provided, that the board approves, I'm not sure what the question is.
I don't know if we're comparing apples and apples or apples and oranges here.
what is,
That's- I
and
gotta
what is
talk to
being
these
replaced
guys.
right now? What was the actual,
John
wasn't it a
Deere.
John Deere?
It's the
So we're
John
not
Deere that
even
we're
talking
replacing.
about like going from a SCAG to a SCAG. We're talking about going from a John Deere to a SCAG. So I don't understand exactly where
Well-
they want a SCAG, but they haven't been using a SCAG. They've been using a John Deere.
Right, and the John
So-
Deere has been costing us a lot of money.
No,
They-
and that's not my
what we're trying to
point,
get away from.
but I think we're all just getting a little bit too emotional about this, and I think we should just table this
Yeah.
temporarily. I think we should gather some more information. And
Actually, Dan,
I
I'll
think,
talk to the guys with you too. I wanna
And-
hear
Yeah,
what they say.
and I think that, maybe when there's a full rounded out subcommittee
Mm.
where there's, maybe other people have, use
Lawnmower
these
passion?
or use these things or know
No,
the difference
no,
between,
we know, yeah.
driving a diesel and driving, I mean, I don't have any, I understand the mechanics behind it, but I don't have any personal, this one's gonna be better than the other. Like I have no passion for either.
So just a point of clarification.
Yeah.
There's no emotions in my
Yeah.
decision. I use the
Yeah,
term emotion.
yeah.
Mine is based upon facts. At the
Right.
last meeting, we talked about different mowers. I presented a different brand.
Yeah.
It was then pointed out that that brand may not have been commercial. So then I took it upon myself to start researching Skags because that's what was requested,
Right.
correct?
Yep.
Okay, so I found one that's cheaper, that
Yep.
gives the same cuttage, and basically has the same horsepower motor. So there's no emotions, it's just based upon financial facts.
And that's fine.
Okay,
I think we just do a temporary table.
Yeah.
Bring it back, talk to the guys that are
Yeah.
running the equipment. Give some more time for, hopefully the rest of the subcommittee to be able to put their input in on this. And
Mr. Edelman, what was the model you were recommending?
it was, you don't need to call me Mr. Edelman, but it's a 2025 Skag Power Equipment, letter SCZ2, 72V, 37BV, EFI. If you want, I can email you the link.
Yeah, what
That's
what was
easier.
the name of the model?
I'm sorry.
Was it Cheetah or
It's
something?
called a,
oh, that's not me.
yeah, give me 1 second. It's called a Cheetah 2.
Cheetah 2,
Yeah.
sorry.
I'll email you the link right now.
Yeah, it's right on turfdepot.com. I just typed in Turf Depot and that model number and it,
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Right up.
Turf Depot, I have bids here. for
yeah,
Turf
no, I
Depot.
know, yeah, it's. Okay.
Okay.
What is, sorry, let me get back to the,
I just sent you the link, Dan.
and then somehow I just got out of the agenda. I just lost it.
Policy right at 5, or is it 2 minutes after?
I think Heather was saying her babysitter was running a couple minutes late. So I think we probably have a couple minutes.
Because I just want to at least, Dan, try to get some quotes for paving. Got one more, but like last year, I think some companies don't want to bid because they don't think they're going to get the bid. The other items on the agenda can wait till May, but I put together a quick spreadsheet of the quotes
For the, I'm
for
sorry,
for
parking
the
lot?
paving.
Yeah.
The bottom one, yeah, the
Yeah.
comparison. So breaks it out by building. And Petra, New England seal coating.
Do we have to do
did-
this in non-public or is this public?
Well, didn't we agree to move forward with this? I thought we did.
No, we asked for
No,
more
we
bids,
want more
Asked for more bids.
because there was only one bid before.
Oh, okay, you're right, yeah, sorry.
I guess I'll say,
Is this a non-public or public
What is
conversation?
this one for?
Because this one's, we're reviewing bids.
I think we should do it non-public.
Yeah, I think we need to go into non-public for that. Okay. I'll call us back into non-public for RSA 91A:3, Roman numeral 2. Bids, negotiations, contracts.
Negotiations, yeah.
Second,
Okay. All right, now that we're back in public session, Rick, would you like to make a motion? on
yes.
paving
Do I have to
contract?
state the total or no?
I think,
I should, right?
if it's for all
If it's
three
for-
projects. we
Should I
probably
include the
should.
striping?
It needs to be done. It's
Yeah.
just different companies.
So
Yeah.
okay, so I'll make a motion to approve Petra Paving and American Striping for a total of $91,813, which will take care of Bakey Memorial, the middle school and high school, seal coating and striping.
And
And
And-
repaving.
Oh,
And repaving,
repaving.
sorry, and repaving.
yeah,
a section of Bakey, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, I will second that motion. And if there's no further discussion, all in favor? Unanimous. All right, fabulous. Okay,
and then in terms of, this could be something I take from end of year surplus, which I can report out next meeting, or we could go with facility revolving use.
When are we gonna pay for it? Do we have to give a deposit or?
With Petra?
Yeah,
Oh, no, we're not going anywhere. They ask for payment when it's done.
So
okay.
we'll
Okay.
discuss it next
Let's discuss
meeting.
it next
Next
Okay.
meeting.
Because
Let's see
I
what
can give you a
the
heads up
fund
on
balance
fund
is.
balance.
Yeah, let's,
Yeah.
I think
We're
that's,
solid with them. They know.
yeah,
We're
okay.
we're good.
You just need like a commitment letter or
We
something.
just give them a PO.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Okay,
Okay,
so
great.
we'll make that decision next time. Okay, good.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, water storage tank replacement.
That's just a quick update. That's happening April vacation.
Oh,
So
fabulous.
there'll be no water in this building for those 5 days when they line that 30,000 gallon tank? 10,000 gallon tank. But everybody knows if any administrative assistants in this building are working, they can relocate to another location, but, that's great. It needs to be done. Siemens, Dan and I we have bi-weekly meetings with them now. We had a meeting last Thursday. They've been in and out of our buildings. Was it the LED in the building envelope?
Oh, I've had
engineers who were
electrical
here?
engineers,
No, but that's this
HVAC,
week, but prior to,
all of them.
okay.
Yeah, I've got
And
all of them.
we saw one today.
Yeah, the
when I
guy
walked in.
that you saw was doing
Yeah.
light counts.
They're hoping to do an update to the board on May 14th. And a presentation that's really visual, not just, text and blah, 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 like a user-friendly visual presentation of where they're at. So more of an update.
Yeah, okay, just an update on the audit, not asking for fees or presentation of what they want to do, because should that come to the finance committee first?
I-
Or facilities first?
I think they're gonna be. Dan, I'm trying to remember that meeting. Let me see.
I think what they want to do is
That
present
was-
some of their findings.
Was that for
some
the
of our
lighting in the
things.
building envelope? Sort of the low hanging fruit? Is that what they were looking at? Oh, building envelope may not be low hanging fruit.
No, that wasn't. I think what they were, just some of the things we should, I think what they're gonna do is present what we have to do right away. Some of the things that are kind of an emergency, like the boilers and things like that, at Memorial and.
They're not looking for a vote that night because.
No,
they
no, no, no.
specifically
That's my
mentioned-
main
No,
question.
no votes. They just want to do a
Actually, Rick, I have
presentation.
my notes here. They mentioned something. I made a note here that at the last June board meeting, we may have to have the board authorize Ms. Dutton to sign a contract in the summer at some point.
Yeah.
They're not looking for a vote that night.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Okay.
They just want to show you some of the
Yeah.
findings and where they're
Because
at
that's
with
gonna be a
it.
lot
No,
to
that's a good-
take in,
that's a
I'm
good-
sure.
Yeah, no, we're
Yeah.
not looking for a vote that night.
Fabulous.
I should have looked down my notes for that.
Okay. All right. Capital improvement plan.
I think I saw.
Yeah,
I saw
Heather-
walk
Heather's
by,
here,
So
so
I think
yeah.
we can adjourn the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We can multitask tonight.
Thank you. All right, then meeting is adjourned at 5:05 PM.